Fellas, no, you don't like your women thick. If you could have a chick who had a supermodel face and her breast size were C cups at least, from anywhere from C to double D's, not beyond that, not below that, within that range. If her rear end, if her butt was like in a shape where you could clearly tell that she works out on a consistent basis, week in a weekly basis. It's round, it's heart shaped, it's perfect, not too big, not too small. She has a tiny waist. Like everything about her is like about her physical features, it's perfect at the perfection level. You would take her in a heartbeat. Now we all know that to have those type of girls, it's almost impossible for your average looking guy who has an average lifestyle. You got to build that lifestyle up first to get to that level of girls. But that does not mean that you have to compensate for these fat pigs. Yes, you might not be with a 10. Yes, you might not be able to score a 10, a dime piece, but that does not mean that you have to settle with a 6 or below. At least a 7, fellas. At least a 7. Your scale should start at 7 and it should end at 10. Not start at 2 and end at 7. That's the mindset you guys have. You think that your maximum potential, the maximum level of girl, the highest level of girl you can score is a 7, which is why you force yourself to compensate for the 6s, 4s, and 5s. This is disgusting, fellas. This is a pandemic out here. We should not be looking like this obese. Your chick weighs more than you. The average weight for a U.S. woman is 168 pounds, and the average height for a U.S. woman is 5'4". Now, do you know what a 5'4", 168 pounds woman look like? She looks like a butterball turkey. And no, don't come at me giving me this bull crap that, oh, she might have big muscles and muscles weigh more than fat. No, dude. No. Women don't have more muscles in general because you need testosterone to build muscle, first of all, and they don't have as much testosterone as guys. And second of all, how many of 168-pound women do you see in your gym who is filled with muscle, who's muscular? You don't. Or how many in-shape women do you see who weighs 168 pounds and her waist is skinny and her rear end is boom, like in two different planets? You don't see a whole lot of them, do you? There's a reason behind that. It's because they're obese, they're fat. Call them out on this. Every single guy out here is trying to get on their DMs, slide on their DMs. It's because these guys out here are just trying to get a quickie in real quick. And I mean, yeah, I get it that you're trying to, like, you're sex deprived, so you're trying to get a wet real quick, but dude, you're doing damage to your own self and society at large, but more importantly to your own self. When you keep sleeping with women like this over and over again just because you can't get laid with anybody else, you become accustomed to only dealing with these kind of chicks. The only type of chicks then you start becoming attracted to is these type of women. These are the only type of women that get you hard. Because automatically, subconsciously, your mind is telling you that this is the best you can get. This is the best you can score. So that automatically, subconsciously lets you know that, well, I don't need to self-improve. I don't need to better my lifestyle that much because this is all I can get, and I'm perfectly fine with where I'm at in life, because with wherever I'm at in life, I'm getting these type of women, so I'm getting laid. So it is what it is. I'm getting something at least. Instead of taking your butt to the gym, working on your body, working on your finances, getting more rich, and getting better girls, high quality, better looking girls, instead of doing that, you start compensating for these fat whales, these land whales. She's not thick, fellas. And no, you don't like a little bit of meat. That little bit of meat ends up being a lot of meat. Ends up being her having more meat than you. That's a problem. If you think of it like this. If you are messing with a chick, talking to a chick who is wider than you when she stands in front of you and her body is still clearly visible, if somebody's looking from behind you at her, that means you're doing it wrong. If somebody's looking at her from behind her, looking at you, and you disappear, all you see is your head because you're taller than her, and the rest of your body is just like gone because her body is wider than yours, you're doing it wrong. You're doing the whole thing other way. You're going backwards now. You are supposed to be the protector, not her. If she sits on your face and you can't breathe, you're doing it wrong. Fellas, I'm being serious in this video. This is a real pandemic. The virus that's going around, no. This is the real pandemic. We need to hold these women accountable for what they have done in their life. And if they don't like us, dump them. What value does she even have? She's broke with student loan debt, with a crappy college degree, everything that your 7, 8s, and 9s have, but on top of that, she has a terrible body. She has every bad quality the rest of the chicks have, plus some more. And on top of that, biggest disadvantage is her body. Looks like a pumpkin. Looks like a soda can. Looks like the Pillsbury biscuits can when you pop them open. When she takes off her jeans and her clothes, her leggings, her gut starts to pop out like the Pillsbury biscuits would when you pop the can open. That's nasty. Like, just thinking about the trying to make this video in front of you guys just making me want to throw up in my mouth. And they have a terrible attitude on top of that. Like, they think they're the queen. I'm the queen. I deserve it all. I deserve a best man. I deserve a good man. Why? You don't deserve jack crap, first of all. You have to earn things in this world. You don't deserve anything just because you exist. But again, who's going to tell them to get out of that fairy tale world, right? Nobody's there to tell them that. Everybody's just out here feeding them bullcrap, and they're just eating it all up. They believed into this feminist ideology, so that's why they believe it all. And I'm sorry if it's a little bit dark out here right now. It was raining all day, and still the skies are still pretty dark. So sorry about that. That's why I'm sitting a little bit closer to the window. Fellas, this goes deeper than just being selective in your women. This hits you in your subconscious mind because it's a clear indicator of who you are. The type of woman who you are seen with is a clear indicator of who you are. Sure, you can get like one or two women, like fat chicks here and there, maybe just to check it off of your bucket list, or maybe it's a slow Tuesday and you really don't have anything else going on and you really haven't had sex in a while and you really need to get your rocks off. Okay, I understand that, but as long as your mindset is in the right path, that no, I'm not going to compensate for these type of girls. I will not be seen out in public with these type of girls. This is just a one-time thing to take care of my physical needs. And I'm still going to be bettering my lifestyle to go after the type of women that I'm really attracted to. As long as you have that type of mindset, okay, I'll give you that. But most brothers out here, most guys out here, they just compensate because they're lazy and they're complacent. And the worst part is there's fat dudes out here, my roommate's one of them, and who have the same mindset like these fat chicks. I despise fat guys more than I despise fat women. Because at least fat women were at least told a lie, and that's what they were taught and told their whole life. Us guys, we weren't taught or told any of that. We kind of had to do our own thing. We were the one who was being rejected all the time. And if that doesn't fuel you up, if that doesn't make you angry to change your life and make a better version of yourself, and you still look like a fat slob, fat pig, I got no respect for you whatsoever, bro. And you still think like these fat chicks. You think that you deserve a good girl, or you deserve a better looking woman, or you're being picky. Dude, look at your own self in the mirror. The type of girls you date, the type of girls you sleep with is a mirror reflection of who you are. If you're not with hot chicks, if you're not messing around with good-looking girls, that means you're lacking something. You have to figure it out what it is, and you have to work at it. If you want to live the life of a winner, in my opinion, these guys are losers who are broke, who are overweight, or guys who compensate for these fat women. There's guys out here who have their stuff together, their life together, and they still try to compensate for fat women. And in my opinion, they're losers. Because I'm scared, I'm nervous, I don't want to, like, whatever excuse that they give, there's no excuse on this. No excuse whatsoever. I'm going to call you a loser straight up on your face if you're lazy and you're comfortable with where you are, if you try to compensate your lack of self-confidence with fat women, if you're trying to compensate that. No, you're a loser, bro, in my opinion. I don't care how much money you make. This up here is not right. You don't have this set up right. They're the real pandemic, fellas. We need to get rid of them. How do we do that? We stop talking to them. We stop messing around with them. Fat chicks are the ones who get the most amount of attention, DMs, and all this, that, and the other, and approaches in person than good-looking chicks, because guys are scared and afraid to approach a good-looking girl. They would rather go head on this fat girl who they think is not getting any attention, who they think is going to be an easy lay, low-hanging fruits. That's why they all chase after this one, not knowing that that's exactly why she's getting the most amount of attention, because she's perceived as a low-hanging fruit. She's perceived an easy lay. That's why everybody's trying to hit on her. Guys at her level, even guys that are above her level. Stay in your own lane. Go after your status girls, not anybody lower than you. Why would you want to downgrade? If anything, you always want to upgrade. You always want to progress, move forward. Have I done fat chicks in my past? Of course. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. But I knew that this is not my future. I knew that I'm never going to settle for this. Never, ever, ever. Even if I become paralyzed and I can't move, I'll still stay single for the rest of my life than settle with a fat chick. They just bring your whole lifestyle down, fellas. Their lifestyle is crap. It's absolute garbage. They eat and drink all sorts of junk food. And junk food makes your body trigger sad hormones, negative hormones. It makes your testosterone levels drop and estrogen levels go up. And your cortisol levels go up. That's related to stress. So you become more stressful in life. You start panicking more. Your alpha side starts to go away and your beta sides start to take up. Fat women always are insecure, and you always have to make them feel good. You always have to constantly work harder and harder to make them feel better about themselves. It's always a race. Because if you don't, some other guy will. Because as I said, they get the most amount of attention from guys. Because everybody wants them. And we have to we have to veer and steer off of that path. We have to stay clear out of that path, fellas. We cannot go down that road. It's dangerous. They will not only suck your whole wallet up, literally, because of how much money you would have to spend on their food. They'll also suck your whole life up. They'll bring you down at every aspect of your life. They have bad attitude. They're always going to give you hell. They're always going to give you a terrible attitude. They're always going to bring your mood down if you're in a good mood, because you're always going to be wanting to make them happy. Their happiness is going to come before yours. There's no way, shape, form, or fashion I will ever accept a guy compensating for a fat girl. If she's ugly, okay, that's fine. She can't do nothing about it. That's just how she was born. That's her looks. But at least she can go to the gym and take care of her body. Every one of us can do that, unless we have a serious physical condition. So if you're ugly, if guys are ugly, if women are ugly, I don't care. I will not judge a girl based on that, but I will judge her up and down, far and between, over and over again, every single second if she's fat. No excuse for that whatsoever. We live in a time period where all this information, all the information to get in shape is in the palm of your hands. So there's no excuse whatsoever why you are not in shape. Hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video to your friends. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.